using the shaft and groove command to create this object. Open up a part design, and now we can start it. Choose the front view plane, the YZ in this case, and based on the profile from the front view, we're gonna designate where the center line of the object would lie. Make sure that your units are the correct ones, and simply draw the profile and constrain it. Remember that because the shaft rotates the object, we are only constraining half of the profile, from the center line onto the right. We can now use the shaft command to spin that profile around the center line. By default, it spins to 360 degrees, but you can choose any other angle you want, for example 180. You can flip the direction. You can also use the second limit and spin the profile in the other direction at the same time. So you can have two angles of different values departing from the same profile in different directions. In my case, what I'm going to do is simply leave it at 0 for one direction and spin it 360 degrees so that I can have the complete cone that represents the solid part of the object. Now we are ready to create the slot by using the groove command. First, we create a point at the center of one of the curvatures, which would be the center of the rotation of our cone. I select the point command under part design, and I select the center of the circle as the type of point definition. Now I try to insert a plane definition. In this case, I will use the point as the location for the plane, and by selecting the option of parallel through point, I can use the ZX plane as reference and click OK. This creates a plane at the center of the circle. Now on Sketcher under plane, we can trace the solid object onto my new sketch. We can check the location of the edge we want to deal with using the isometric view button, and putting it back using the normal view button, we can use the project 3D canonical silhouette edges to trace the projection of the cylinder onto my sketch. Click OK through the warning, and like before, we're going to erase anything that is not on a single side of my view. Notice that we can't draw and use the reference of the inside of the object, so we're going to go here at the bottom and we're going to remove whatever is between us and the sketcher plane. Again, we project the edges of the cylinder and we erase anything that is to one side of the profile. Now complete the two lines that are missing and constrain their height. Note the overconstrain warning. This is because the line got automatically locked at the center of the vertical projection. That is this little symbol that we see here. Delete it on both sides, and you are now able to edit your constraint. Do the same thing with the other line. In this case, it isn't locked, so we simply are able to constrain its distance from the bottom. And we now have the profile, but we have extra lines to deal with. Using the trim command and opting for quick trim, we're able to simply trim the lines that we don't want. Projection lines don't get completely deleted, so that's okay. But when we exit, we see that we have a little bit of an extra line in our profile. Before trying to do the groove command, we go back to sketch and we quick trim that extra line. Now we exit and we select the groove command. We have similar options on it than we had from the shaft command. So in my case, I want to groove 45 degrees in one direction and 45 degrees in the opposite direction. We didn't need a center line. Because of the hole, we're able to select its center at this moment. We click OK, and now we have completed the groove.